ready, and let's go. And so it begins. Looks like we get opposite corners this time around. Okay, fairly standard opening so far. Interesting play by Doodles, a little bit of an early cap there. Almost expect a response to right here. I doubt we're going to see White's capstone very early. Interesting, so go around it. Okay. So White's going to go and reinforce this line up here. Black is going to continue to try and wall it off a bit. It's a bit interesting though that White seems to have really tried to push hard over here. Okay, question is if they're going to try and go horizontal now, or they're going to try and keep pushing this. Okay, looks like we're going to attend horizontal. I could see Doodles probably playing a c4 response to this, or potentially trying to play out this a bit more. Then again, the danger of playing out this route is that White can come over here, capture this, and then it becomes very, very hard for Doodles to get any type of gain over here on F. Looks like he's going to continue on this route then. And White may continue this route, it may continue this route. Okay, looks like we're going to go ahead and continue that. I'm wondering if Doodles is going to start capturing now or if he's going to lay off a bit. Because if we happen to have this move, it's going to get a little bit hairy here for Black for a few turns. Especially because this move right here opens up for a capstone right here. Yeah, this isn't a very good position for Doodles. Honestly, if I were him, I would be mildly tempted to put the cap over here just to make sure he stamps out that threat. Though as soon as that happens, it also opens up white to take that with their own capstone. And it also opens them up to continue on this route. Looks like they're going to continue to try and play over here, so we might see white do this. Okay, now Doodles has a few options here. Okay, looks like he went for the wall. fwwwwwibib's probably going to try and creep around here by playing e5 and then potentially capping right here. I wouldn't really like that cap because it kind of relegates it over to this entire EF file. But it also gets it right up in the middle of everything black's trying to do, so that might be an advantage. Okay, so it looks like we're just going to go ahead and go with the cap then. The problem is, though, that even if Doodles manages to get this wall on top there, there's nothing really stopping that cap from doing that. Okay, so we have a second wall. So it looks like Doodles is trying to keep this thread alive. Though white can still go here. Or there and start this threat. Which also has that benefit of cutting through what Doodles might be trying to do here. So we might see that with that. Okay, I wouldn't be surprised if we see capture right here. Responded to by another flat here. Interesting. be seeing a flat over here on d6, which should open up a capture for here or here. Or we might also see a b4 over here. Honestly, I think I like d6 better. Okay. Then for Doodles, right now I would probably go with d5 plus, just to try and form a little bit of a barrier here. I mean, the other options involve any one of these pieces. Or potentially trying to get the cap in the dogfight. Okay. Now if I were white, I would continue by trying to play there. So now again you have this threat. Maybe as good a spot as any for the cap to come over here. You could potentially do this, but I think that's risky. Then you could also move the cap, well, that up there, but then white would play there and it'd immediately have a flattened opportunity to win. Yeah, right about now I'm liking cap pops up there. Though taking this much time to do that is going to hurt later. Okay, looks like they went ahead and went with that. Question becomes, what does white do in response? Well, a few options potentially. They can always make the threat with the capstone here, though I think it's better to keep this citadel right here instead. Because still you have these threats over here, and being able to route white pieces around that would be much more valuable. So what does white do? I'm tempted to say b5, but we'll see. There's also the option of e6 over here, but you don't want black to have e5. Okay, so it looks like we went ahead with b5. For black, considering e6 is very desirable, I would very heavily consider playing there. The only problem is this white capstone is going to become very dangerous very quickly. Okay, so we're probably going to see an e6 up here, which I think very quickly is going to become a road to Tenue type of issue. Okay, looks like we're going to go for that instead. And I have a feeling we're going to see the white capstone hop up here in a turn. Honestly, I think the only hope black really is going to have here is getting that capstone up on top of here as fast as possible to try and intercept some of this. Because as soon as that happens, that's going to turn into a mess of black potentially capturing one of these two, white playing here, going for this threat, and then a whole bunch of chaos. I'd say the silly thing for black to do is try and continue to make piece plays over here. I mean, the only... Okay, so black's trying to make a attack threat over here, which forces white to come over here, which gives black the opportunity to put a standing stone up here, which can capture there and potentially wipe out that. Though white, given that option, is probably going to run this way. Okay, so it looks like we have that, and then I'm betting white tries to run away this way just to make sure that black piece over there, it doesn't become an issue. The problem is they don't have any immediate attack threats, so they're going to have to do something of that regard. Now the two options they have are 1-2 or 1-2. Honestly, I kind of like this option better. Yeah, being inclined to agree with Simon that I kind of like SB4 better. Thinking about it, because that way they can't run down here. Why is that offline? Okay, it looks like the stream is misbehaving itself, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Okay, so white's not going to have that then. Question is, what's black going to do about it? They can always try hopping over here, and then guarding it with the wall. Check something over here. It's all types of dangerous for black. Might see a standing stone right there. Okay. For black, I'd have to consider that. Just as a guard measure. That's unfortunate. Because now white has a huge stack they can abuse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so white's at +2. The danger is if you play a flat right there, white just wipes the entire thing out. But that might not exactly be a bad thing in some cases, because then you can always use c6 over to the right, then thread and come back over here. But that would also start a capture war over here. That's bold. Problem with this is that that's a soft cap, and that's going to have a bad day. Because you know the second that he flattens that wall, this thing is going to charge right down here and knock out most of his pieces. Question is, what does he do about it? Because white pretty much has this entire F area dominated. Okay, so white's trying to pin it by making sure if he happens to flatten, this stack goes down there, and it's pretty well going to be a tenuous sequence at that point. So it looks like smashing that wall is going to be instant death. Problem is, getting any type of gain on this area is going to be difficult. So white goes for B2, try and curve that off a bit. Okay, so it looks like black is probably going to try and continue to make this thread up here. We might see this wall come over, and we might see capture there and replay there. So now white has them in a spot. If I were black, what would I do? I would consider hopping this on top of there and then taking this stack. I'm not sure I exactly agree with this move over here though, because now black has more options to deal with it. Okay, so Doodles has 5 walls out. It's not going to end well as far as flats, because we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So plus 3 to white right now. Okay, so it looks like he spotted that. So if I were black, I would immediately play down here just to try and wall that area out a bit. Not sure I like that, because then white can immediately play over here. That's an immediate attack threat. I mean, if Doodles could manage it, this would be fairly brutal. White's attack going up B. True. Black definitely has some good potential to capture back flats. So we got A3. Yeah, if I were Doodles, I would really consider this just to make sure they don't have much of any chance of getting that vertical. So then white could play there or there as a response. If white played there, then you could capture back on here. Then you could hop over with this capstone, leaving 2 and then the cap. Which could then come down here as a potential. course, also an option is we could have this wall come over here and try and reclaim this. So let's see what we get from black, which is going to have some fun here, considering that fwwwwwibib has about 3 times the amount of time. Yeah, Doodles is gonna have to be careful about this. Let's see what we got here. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we got +4 to white, which isn't insurmountable, but Doodles is going to have to do something to regain a few flats here. He has a +2 move right here. He also has a few other potentials. Now if I were white, I'd be wondering about the potential for this. But then again, that's kind of a risky tack, so I wouldn't exactly call it a good idea. Okay, so potential for B6, potential for D1. We're also getting fairly close to a board fill potential here. E6. Huh, why E6? Okay, it looks like fwwwwwibib's playing for the flat game, so Doodle should definitely consider taking advantage of this pretty quickly. With either playing D1 or doing the C2 minus. Because he's going to need some type of threat pretty quick. If he's lucky, then he can get them to try and make a capture war over here on B1 and then just throw stuff up that stack. That's not good. How do you respond to that? I mean, you can't flatten it. I mean, you can move the wall here north. That's definitely huge for potential flats. The problem is, though, he moves that north, and then he has potential new attack threat coming in there. Well, that's one option, but the problem is he's going to go this way with it, leaving 1, 1, 1. Whatever the rest are. And then it's going to instantly be this piece over for potential. I mean, I can see no reason why he wouldn't go this way with it. Especially while he has time to before he can have that come up. Problem is, you can still have this wall come over here to defend against that. Okay. So that's definitely not good for black. Definite threat of board fill, definite threat of a +4. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. What is he doing? Because that board fill does not work to his favor. That'd be a 17 to 9. Yeah, if I were white, I would immediately run on that. Actually, that'd be a +3, so more like 18. Yeah, that's devastating as far as flat loss. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one in favor of game 2.